If you like to watch romance movies, bestsellers movie adaptations, and dramatic comedies, we recommend you check out our new selection of the 20 best romantic movies of 2024 that you can watch on streaming platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, HULU, and others. Let's get started. Our selection opens with a romance movie titled We Live in Time, starring Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. Movie plot centers around Almut and Tobias. Once, she hit him with a car. But this trouble was only the beginning of their journey, during which they will experience the happiest moments, finding a home, the birth of a daughter, achieving goals, and face tragedy. Almut is given a terrible diagnosis, but this should not prevent them from enjoying the time that is allotted to them together. After all, this is their time to live and love. The second movie in our romantic selection, It Ends With Us, a movie adaptation of the romantic bestseller of the same name by Colleen Hoover. Lily Bloom grew up in a dysfunctional family where her father treated her mother cruelly. She was determined to never let a man do the same to her. Now she lives in Boston and tries to make her main dream come true, to open her own business. One day, Lily meets Ryle, a successful neurosurgeon, a charming, sensitive, and attentive man. But as their relationship develops, after the wedding, Lily increasingly suffers from his irascibility and jealousy. Lily refused to admit her defeat in marriage for a long time. But meeting her first school love atlas makes the heroine learn to trust her feelings and make the most difficult choice in her life. Comedy romance movie titled Irish Wish, where the main role was played by Lindsay Lohan, takes the third position in our romantic selection. Movie plot tells the story of a young girl named Maddie. Her best friend gets a proposal, and she is offered to be a bridesmaid. But the girl has long been in love with her friend's fiancé. However, with a broken heart, deciding to give up her feelings, she accepts an invitation to their wedding in Ireland. A couple of days before the significant date, Maddie makes a simple wish: to find true love. The next day, she suddenly wakes up already in the role of a bride. The wish has come true, she is marrying that very guy. But is this what the heroine really dreams about? Anora. Comedy drama movie tells about young stripper Anora, working at a club on Brighton Beach. She meets 21-year-old Ivan, the son of a Russian oligarch. Young people develop a liking for each other, which develops into a romance and a spontaneous decision to get married. But this story will not have a happy ending. Having learned about their son's impulsive act, the parents immediately try to force him to annul the marriage. New movie that we recommend you to watch: Fly Me to the Moon, starring Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, and Woody Harrelson. Set in the 1960s against the backdrop of the space race between the USSR and the USA. Kelly Jones is a marketing shark who is brought in to work on the image of the historic American mission to put a man on the moon. In case the Apollo 11 crew fails to reach the satellite, the marketers decide to film staged footage of the astronauts landing on the moon. Romantic comedy Upgraded is a modern-day retelling of the classic fairy tale Cinderella and was released on Amazon Prime Video. Anna aspires to break into the art world and impress her demanding boss, Claire. During a business trip, she is transferred to the first grade and meets the charming Will. In a moment of spontaneity, she is mistaken for her boss, which sets off a glamorous sequence of events, romantic connections, and unexpected opportunities. As the web of lies continues to unravel, Anna finds herself on the brink of exposure that could unravel the magical world she has woven herself. Sports romantic movie Challengers is the story of a successful tennis player, Tashi, who is forced to retire from the sport due to an injury. Having become a coach, she tries to make a real star and Grand Slam champion out of her husband and rather mediocre athlete, Art. To help Art overcome his losing streak, Tashi forces him to take part in the Challenger, a series of minor league competitions. Unexpectedly, his opponent turns out to be Patrick, Art's former best friend and Tashi's ex-boyfriend. Comedy romantic movie from the streaming service Netflix titled Find Me Falling. The career of American rock musician John Allman is rapidly declining. His latest album has failed, and the man decides to take a break from his career, buys a house in Cyprus, and moves there. Soon John learns that his new home, located on a cliff, is a popular place for suicides and attracts desperate people every now and then. At the same time, fate unexpectedly brings him together with Sia, Almond's old love, whom he has not seen for many years. Old feelings flare up again. A Family Affair. Another romantic comedy from Netflix, starring Nicole Kidman, Zac Efron, and Joey King. Widow Brooke Harwood is a successful writer who is struggling with writer's block. Her 24-year-old daughter Zara lives with her and works a thankless job as a personal assistant to Chris Cole, a narcissistic and capricious actor who threatens to fire her for any mistake. Unable to tolerate her boss's antics any longer, she quits. One day, Brooke accidentally runs into Chris, and despite the 16-year age difference, passion flares up between them. The Idea of You. One of the most anticipated romantic comedies, where main roles were played by talented actress Anne Hathaway and British actor Nicholas Galitzine. This movie is based on the book of the same name by actress and writer Robin Lee. 40-year-old Celine is forced to go with her daughter to the Coachella Music Festival instead of her ex-husband. Unexpectedly for herself, the woman starts an affair with 24-year-old Hayes Campbell, the lead singer of the most popular boy band on the planet, August Moon. But Campbell's lifestyle inevitably interferes with their passionate relationship, and Celine soon realizes that a relationship with a pop star may not turn out as she expected. An upcoming romance horror movie, Your Monster, will premiere on October 25, 2024. Movie plot follows young actress Laura Franco, who has suffered a painful breakup and is now feeling crushed. But life takes on new colors when she discovers a frightening and at the same time charming monster in her closet. The hairy creature, who never leaves the walls of her house, becomes not only Laura's neighbor, but also her psychologist and friend. A new comedy romantic movie starring Brooke Shields and Miranda Cosgrove. Mother of the Bride. Emma returns home after a year in London to surprise her mother Lana with the news. In a month, the girl is getting married. The ceremony will take place at a resort in Thailand, so mother and daughter go there to properly prepare for the wedding and meet the groom's family. But Lana does not expect that the father of her future son-in-law will be the man who broke her heart many years ago. On Valentine's Day, Netflix presented another romantic comedy, Players. Sports writer Mac and her friends Adam, Brannigan, and Little live in New York City. They use their own skills to strike up one-night stands that don't turn into anything serious. That is the rules of the game. Everything changes when Mac meets Nick, a charismatic and attractive war correspondent. As Mac rethinks her lifestyle, the lines between professional activities, hobbies, friendships, and romantic relationships begin to blur, and her relationship with Nick develops into a true love story. Upcoming romance thriller titled Haunted Heart centers around young woman Alex. She gets a job as a waitress in a restaurant on a beautiful, remote Greek island. A charismatic Brazilian falls in love with her. But she is attracted to the restaurant's manager, Max, a reclusive American who settled on the island decades ago. Her new admirer begins to uncover disturbing clues about Max's dark past. Blinded by her feelings, Alex ignores his warnings. Turtles All the Way Down. An American romantic drama based on the book of the same name by John Green. 16-year-old schoolgirl Asa Holmes suffers from obsessive-compulsive disorder and has to deal with her fears every day. Despite the support of her best friend Daisy, Asa has a hard time overcoming her anxiety. When a famous billionaire disappears in the city, Daisy, tempted by the promise of a large cash reward, decides to find him and draws Asa into the investigation. Crime romantic movie starring Joe Keery and Camilla Morrone titled Marmalade centers around a young swindler nicknamed Baron. Serving another term in prison, he tells his cellmate about how he met Marmalade, who became the love of his life. Together, they devised a plan to rob a bank to provide care for the Baron's sick mother and a ticket to a long and happy life for themselves. Touch centers around Christopher. In his youth, he got a job as a dishwasher in a Japanese restaurant. Here he meets Miko, a beautiful daughter of the chef. The young people fall in love with each other with all their hearts, which makes the main character immerse himself in learning Japanese. It seemed that he had found the love of his life, but unexpected events destroyed his relationship. After 50 long years, the man remembers his youth and begins to search for Miko, who has long since moved to Japan. She Taught Love follows the unlikely meeting of Frank Cooper, an absent-minded actor, and Molly Waters, a sports agent grappling with her own mortality. This movie will appeal to fans of deep romantic dramas that explore human emotions with authenticity and sensitivity. It touches on universal themes such as love, illness, and the search for meaning, and reflects on how personal trials can change relationships. How to Date Billy Walsh. A British teen romantic comedy movie was released on Amazon Prime Video on the 5th of April 2024. Movie plot centers on Amelia and Archie, who have been best friends since childhood. When a new American boy named Billy Walsh appears at school, Amelia falls in love with him and shares her feelings with her best friend, unaware that Archie has long been hopelessly in love with her. To conclude our selection, we offer you a movie based on DC Comics that we couldn't miss. This is a romantic story of two world-famous villains, the Joker and Harley Quinn. Arthur Fleck is a mentally unstable nihilist with a criminal past, placed in Arkham, a hospital for the criminally insane. Here he meets a woman named Harleen Quinzel, in whom he sees his soulmate. Obsessed with him, she will do everything to ensure that the Joker breaks free again. Thanks for watching this video. Write in the comments, what is your favorite romantic movie? Subscribe to our channel to watch new movie selections.